Hello, my name is Ann Denton, and I live in Paducah, Kentucky, Quilt City, USA, and we're doing our second segment of the second book in Ann Hazelwood's series of Christmas Quilt. I hope you all have read the first 100 pages. We are being sponsored by Wonderfeel Specialty Threads, and you'll be hearing more about that later in the segment. Well, if you've read the first 100 pages, you know that there's been snow in Augusta, and the people in the town are planning on a Christmas walk. And on the Christmas walk, the shops are open, light refreshments, and then they have carolers on the street. They have a horse-drawn carriage on the street. And so they're very excited to have customers and to draw attention to the town of Augusta for Christmas. Butler Hayes has called Lily and has asked her to go to dinner, and she is very taken with this man as a very nice man that can give her lots of help in the area of the quilt world. He sells quilts on a much higher caliber and higher prices than Lily does, but he still can help her in lots of situations. She finds out that his wife was killed in a terrible car crash years ago. She goes out onto her property and cuts some greenery, some berries, and she goes into her shop to decorate. She has that Santa Claus cookie jar with the weird eyes, and she puts greenery everywhere, gets out some red and white quilts, of course, and is decorating for Christmas. She talks with her friend Alex, and he's had a date with Mindy, or as she calls her, Mindy from Minnesota. And she wants to meet Mindy, of course, because Alex is such a good friend. Mark and Butler both show up at her shop at the very same night on the Christmas walk, and Mark is very interested in what this man's connection is with Lily. And she says she will explain that later, that he is just a very good friend. Lily gives Mark St. Louis Cardinal baseball tickets for a Christmas present, 2 sets of tickets, and he asked her if she will be able to attend them with him, and she said not too often because of her shop, but she would like to attend some of the games with him. He also has corporate tickets, but these would be his own private tickets. She meets a girl named Karen who has a barn quilt shop across from one of the galleries, and she makes those lovely barn quilts that you will see if you're driving out in the country. We drove around in Ballard County the other day, and we saw a lot of those barn quilts on barns. She asked if Lily would like to have one on an old barn that is on her property or in the back of her property, and she said, I think it wouldn't hold a nail. It's so dilapidated. The barn's about to fall down. When asking about the quilt names and quilt patterns, she says that a lot of times whatever a mother or a grandmother called a quilt pattern was the name, and it stuck. Today's quilt behind me is called Snails Trail. It almost looks like an elongated boomerang to me, but it again was made by Linda Baxter Lasco from New London, New Hampshire, and quilted by Sally Terry of Jacksonville, Florida. It's another beautiful red and white quilt. As customers come in and out of the store, they buy some very interesting items that were all part of Rosie's collection that she had. And she had all sorts of figurines and different things in the shop. She had grapefruit spoons and a Tiffany vase, an antique pitcher, doilies, candlesticks, a thimble collection, canes and paperweights. I too collect walking sticks, paperweights, and thimbles. So you'll be able to see pictures of my collections later in this segment. Butler's special $18,000 red and white quilt is missing, and he asked Lily questions about what could have happened to that quilt, and Lily really is uncomfortable about the way he's questioning her. In their quilting group, with Susan's heading up at the library, they've decided on the second block. Her first block was the little red book, and this second block is going to be a Christmas song. So she's thinking about exactly what she would want for her Christmas song. Carrie Mae comes by, and they're visiting, and Lily receives a package. It's a big box, and Lily said, "I'm not expecting anything," and Carrie Mae said, "Well, open it up. It might be a wonderful present." Well, she opens the box, and it is Butler's missing quilt. She doesn't know what to do, and she's so glad that Carrie Mae is there to witness that this came in the mail. So she immediately calls Butler and tells him, and she's not happy with the way Butler responds to the fact that she has that quilt and it was mailed to her. Since Lily is going to St. Louis to meet with her sister Lynn and her husband Carl and fly on to Green Bay for the Christmas holidays, she can't take care of the quilt, and so she has asked Carrie Mae to take the quilt and store it in a very safe place until Butler can come and retrieve it. On the St. Louis Hill, she stops by the bakery and to get some bagels to take Lynn for breakfast in the morning before they leave for the airport. And the man at the bakery tells her that Harry has gone to a nursing home. He does have dementia. As they get to Green Bay, the family is there. Sarah is so excited to see them, very, very pregnant, and they make plans for their festivities, going to church. Loretta's going to sing in the choir. Sarah and her father will sit in the back of the church because she is due any minute. So they go back home after church. They started opening presents, and they find out that Lynn has painted pictures. She painted one for Lily of the wine country, and then other pictures for her sister. All of a sudden, Sarah stands up in the kitchen and her water breaks, and they're off to the hospital to deliver this baby. Next time, read the next 100 pages and see what happens with Sarah and her baby in Green Bay, Wisconsin. In reading the book and the items that are being sold in the quilt or in the antique store of Lily's, I'm always amazed that I too frequent antique shops, antique malls frequently, and the items are always vast and varied in those shops. And I have collections of walking sticks, of paperweights, of thimbles. I always picked up thimbles in my trips to Europe because they were very small and I could put them in my bag without having a lot of extra weight. So I think that you all probably collect things besides quilts, so let me know what your collections are. I started out with some walking sticks because in Europe, if you go to different towns and countries, they have a cane crest, and the cane crest tells you the name of the town and the country, and they give you two little tiny nails, and you can affix them to one cane. And so you have these crests that go down your canes, and you can see all the travels that you have. And there again, another very small, inexpensive item that I could pick up on my travels. And let us know in your comments, what do you collect? What is your favorite thing? I have a friend who looks like a mountain man, and he's rough and gruff and a very big hunter, and he collects crystal glass pitchers. I was most amazed at his collection, but he's very proud of them. So let us know what you collect. Well, we were very pleased with the questions that were sent in for Ann Hazelwood, and Ann has responded to those questions, so I'll share those with you. What does Ann Hazelwood do when she's not writing her 2 books a year? Is she retired as a shop owner? Ann responded, I sold the shop 10 years ago, and now she enjoys traveling with her husband, gardening, and of course her handwork. Please ask Ann if she planned all of Lily's adventures before she started writing the book, and Ann responded, Lily's life events just evolved as the book evolved in Lily's experiences. And then Lily and her family are preparing a big Christmas dinner using her mother's Christmas china and making 2 kinds of potatoes. Is this a tradition in Ann Hazelwood's family? And Ann wrote, I'm German, and 2 potatoes are not unusual, but now we have heavy finger food because we have so many grandchildren to share. And her last question was, does Ann still live in Missouri, or has she moved somewhere else? Where is her very favorite place to spend Christmas? And Ann responded, she has always lived in Missouri, but her favorite vacation spot is Door County, Wisconsin. And that's where her next series of books are going to take place, so be watching for those. Christmas is always her favorite season. And don't forget, if you have not bought these books or don't have them, you can still buy them at a special price from AQS, and they would be a wonderful birthday or Christmas present. Well, we have a special trivia question for you this week, so you can enter in by comments on the comment line, and this will be an entry for winning another book and a bookmark from Ann Hazelwood. And the question is, why did she name her shop Lily Girls Antique and Quilt Shop? If you read carefully, you'll know this answer very quickly. If not, look back over your book, submit your answer, and you will be entered into a drawing for a book next week on the next segment. Well, we are so excited that we have a wonderful sponsor for this book chat segment, and it is Wonderfeel Specialty Threads. They have 36 unique thread lines for both hand and embroidery and serging, ranging from 100 weight to 3 weight. It's valued over $600. We're so excited about our sponsor of Wonderfeel Specialty Threads. To enter into the contest for this prize worth over $600, go to quiltweek.com/book club so you can enter to win this prize at the end of the month. It's a wonderful gift, and I hope everyone will make an opportunity to chat, share, comment, and have an opportunity to be in a drawing to win this wonderful prize.
Hi, I'm Andrew Nagai, President of Wonderfeel Specialty Threads. Through our pursuit of education, we put together over 1,000 of these beautiful sample packs just for AQS. You can claim these thread packs for free on shopwonderfeel.com, where you also find tons of inspiring projects and technique videos, as well as extensive specials offered by our list of dealers. Wishing you well and to stay safe from all of us at Wonderfeel.
I'm so excited about this book chat, and I hope that you will continue with us in joining in on these book chats. Please read the next 100 pages, and we'll tune in again next week and talk about Lily Girl and her adventures. This is Ann Denton from Paducah, Kentucky, Quilt City, USA.